And they're away to do 36 laps on the up and down, sometimes narrow and always exciting circuit. Winding over hills and around sharp bends, the course soon separates the men from the boys. Top drivers can average 60 miles an hour, but hairpins like this cut them down to size. In his Cooper Climax, winner Dennis Hume rolls over the finish line. He collects £150, the Festival Cup and a glass of champagne, all of which makes a good finish to a good day's racing. Bonnier of Sweden and Sterling Moss. Number 4, a Cooper, is driven by the world's champion driver Jack Brabham, who has 2 New Zealand Grand Prix to his credit. Starters, 14 of them from overseas. The Grand Prix competitors are ready to roll. They'll make 75 circuits of a 2-mile track, 150 miles of hard driving. There'll be no stops for refueling. They travel in a bunch over the first lap. At College Corner, Mclaren in number 47 is taking the lead, with Moss chasing him and Brabham right behind. Along the straight and into the hairpin, Mclaren hangs on to his narrow lead, but Moss in a Lotus is pressing him. Moss makes the break and goes through to take the number 1 position. Brabham is in second place now. McLaren lies third. Moss keeps his lead until the 31st lap, when a broken transmission puts him out of the race. Lap number 40, and the field has been reduced by a third. It's a bad day for competitors driving Lotus cars. All 5 are forced to pull out, along with 2 Coopers and an Aston Martin. The New Zealand drivers are lasting well, with Dennis Hume keeping up just behind the leaders. Brabham, number 4, is out in front, holding a 50-yard lead from Bruce McLaren in 47. It's settled down to a battle between these 2 for first place. You can count the rest of the field out. Brabham is having trouble with his engine, and McLaren tries to narrow the lead. Along the back straight, the heat of the track is producing severe haze. Fighting it out for minor placings, the rest of the field has been lapped by Brabham and McLaren. There's some fine driving by Arnold Glass in number 10, who's pushing his Cooper Maserati just as hard as he can. Brabham still has the lead, nursing his sick engine, but keeping 100 yards ahead of McLaren. Brabham comes off the hairpin for the last time. He'll be very unlucky if he doesn't win now. McLaren is right behind, but can't get enough speed on the back straight to overtake the champion. It's all over as they approach the finish line. Brabham and McLaren have driven a great race. Jack Brabham flashes past the flag. He set a new record, 1 hour, 40 minutes. McLaren finishes only 1 second behind. Jack Brabham, the popular world's champion driver, has won another international event.
Down before the start. 24 drivers stamped hard on the throttle. America's Dan Gurney hit trouble on the grid. Before he'd sorted it out, the rest of the racers were well into the first of the 80 laps. Into Paddock Bend. Graham Hill, 8, and Jackie Oliver, 9, led the way in their Lotus Fords. But number 22, Joe Sippert, driving a Rob Walker-entered Lotus Ford, was with them. The pace being set was cracking hot. Graham Hill had turned in a terrific practice lap speed and was held bent on a win. His hopes were shattered on the 26th lap when a wrecked drive shaft joint put him out of the race. Not even the miracle-working pit mechanics could pull one out of the bag this time. Graham Hill joined the spectators, watching the exciting battle of the leaders. Siffert was out in front. Oliver had retired. Now only Chris Amon and Jackie Hicks were in the tussle. The speeding Swiss Joe Siffert was streaking ahead to a record-breaking British Grand Prix win, 4 seconds ahead of Chris Amon. He took the checkered flag after completing the 212 miles in 2 hours, 1 minute and 20 seconds, an average of 104.83 miles per hour. Earl Mountbatten presented the sporting Swiss driver with a magnificent trophy. Siffert, the man from the neutral peace-loving nation, had driven to a superb win. This was the symbol of victory.
Inicia el 15º Gran Premio de Automovilismo de Montjuic, Fórmula 1, prueba para el Campeonato Mundial. Luego los pilotos ocupan los lugares de salida. Vemos a Gran Hill, actual campeón mundial, y al escocés Stewart, otro de los ases. Situados por orden según los tiempos de los entrenamientos, se da la salida y los bólidos se lanzan por el circuito. Las curvas, subidas y bajadas del circuito de Montjuic hacen de este una prueba de pilotos más que de máquinas, cuyo rendimiento han de cuidar con mimo. Los bólidos, por su velocidad y sus estabilizadores, tienen algo de aviones. Curvas y rectas se suceden. Las averías comienzan a aparecer. Surgen las detenciones, los abandonos. Braman entre ellos. Graham Hill sufre un accidente del que sale ileso al chocar con una valla. La organización advierte a los restantes corredores para que eviten el coche siniestrado. La lucha se circunscribe, tras los abandonos, al Ferrari de Chris Amon número 15 y al Matra de Jackie Stewart número 7. El primero tuvo que abandonar por avería. Nadie inquieta ya a Stewart para lograr el triunfo de manera absoluta. El conde de Villapadierna indica la llegada. El triunfador Stewart es felicitado en primer lugar por su esposa, que le besa efusivamente. Después, el escocés vencedor recibe sus trofeos en la tribuna de las autoridades.